to the late great martial artist, Mr. Lacy Green, here in Dillon, South Carolina. Actually, right now we're in Riverdale, South Carolina. As you see on the screen there, we have Grandmaster there, Mr. Calvin Nettles. He's out of Florence, South Carolina. He's going to be sharing some of his thoughts with us today. So tell us a little bit about you, Mr. Nettles.
Okay, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I studied at Tom Dojo in Brooklyn, New York. Studied under George Cofield and Thomas the Puppet. Studied Japanese Shotokan karate. Um, I, I've been in karate over 60 years. Studied under other various instructors in the Shotokan system as well. I've been teaching over 50 years. I'm a kudan. I'm a, what you call a ninth degree black belt. I've taught from New York to South Carolina to Colorado to Michigan to California, North Carolina, and I taught for the United States Army.
Oh, wow.
Lacy Green, I met him when he was a brown belt under the direction of Master Lee Williams.
Mm.
I met Lacy, his instructor Lee Williams gave a karate championship in Marion, and I won the grand championship there. From there, we became friends. We start chatting at tournaments. We start being in the same ring together. We start talking on the telephone 1 or 2 times a week, and we develop a strong relationship over the years. We've been pretty strong friendship for over 45 years, and I take him like a brother, a Bushido brother, as well as a brother from another mother. And he's gonna be missed because I'm not gonna get those phone calls no more. And
What kind of phone calls were you getting?
we would chat about martial arts. We would chat about politics. We would chat about our daily life, how things going on, everything. There was no particular specialty that we would talk about. We talk about a variety of stuff, but we developed a strong relationship that we bonded. We bonded, and words cannot express how I felt about my brother. You know, but he's no longer with us, but he always be with me in spirit.
What stood out to him?
What stood out to him, what stood out to me to him is because out of the 40 something years I know him, I never see him angry. He's always jolly. If I'm at a karate championship and somebody have a problem, a situation, he don't voice his opinion right away. He hesitate, think about it, and he be cool, calm, and collect, and then he express himself. But you never see him upset, and he's always laughing and you know jolly all the time. And you don't find too many black belts under certain situations can stay calm like that. He's about the coolest black belt I know.
Right.
And
That's cool.
like he was. He was also a family man and a church man and a pastor and all that stuff. So, all that speaks for itself. And, like if he can't tell you something positive, he can't tell you nothing negative because he's not on that level of negativity. He's about positive things and he's about constructive things and productive, being productive in life. But at the same time, if he can help anyone, he'll help.
Right. Very, very good. Well, I want to thank you so much for giving us your time today, and we'll chat with you again soon.
Arigato.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. I got it. Yes, sir. All right, let's put a round of applause, guys, for Mr. Nelson. Let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Michael Moll. Mr. Michael Moll, how you doing, Michael?
I'm good. How about you?
All right, tell us a little bit about who you are and how you know Mr. Green.
I'm Michael Hall. I live in Wilmington. Married, got 4 grandbabies. Older than older, right? Met Lacy in '93, around '93. I was 15. The little knucklehead on the street corner, and he brought me in, and the rest is history, man. He's the second father to me.
Wow, how long did you train with him?
3 years until we moved away. I stayed in touch with him.
Right. Tell me about that overall training experience and his approach to training.
We trained hard, but it was lighthearted. He's the only guy I know. I was actually telling Wayne this earlier. He's the only guy I know that kicked you in the face and you like,
Right, right.
the whole time he's talking in the face. So it's like, great.
All right. Well, what has martial arts done for you personally?
All around mentality. I like to call it, you train hard, you fight harder, and but you do it with a good heart. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
All right.
I certainly appreciate it.
Thank
Let's
you.
hear it for him, guys. Let's bring up Mr. Kenny Morrison. He's out of Laurinburg. Hey, Kenny.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Kenny Morrison. I'm from Laurinburg, North Carolina. I run Morrison's Martial Art Academy there. Been in the martial arts for 40 years, been teaching for 35 years. I met Auntie Green about 35 years ago out on the circuit, competing at various tournaments. Ran into the Green brothers. There's a number of them there. So I admired them. I'll say that now. But over time, within the last, I would say, 12, 15 years, we're with the PPKF organization as a family. We, as promoters, we become closer. So got a chance to kind of meet closer. He would call me sometimes, and of course we'd talk about the schools and our situations and things that we could do to make things better. Talk about the upcoming competitions. I admired him because of, as one of the others said, that he had this poise about him. He didn't ever panic. Always greeted me with a smile. I'm gonna miss him because every time we met, he would always greet me with a hug.
Yeah.
We talk. But at tournaments, you would never see him panic. The pressure at my competitions, I would be panicking, trying to run here and there, trying to make sure everything was in order. But at his competition, he would have a good crowd coming in, and they all lined it up, and I want to help and make sure we get them in. He said, "They'll be all right. They'll be all right." And I'm like, I look at him and like, I don't see how he can just play so cool. But it didn't move him. The pressure, he just has this thing about him.
How was that support for you as a promoter? How was that support that he brought you over the years? I mean, because always students come into your tournaments and things like that. I'm sure that will continue with the lineage. But how important was that to you?
It was important. We've been family. We've been together. These martial art guys, we've been family since we've been doing competition or going to competition. We've been family for 30-something years. You don't realize it, but you've been involved and you've been seeing each other for that many years. But just to get that support and to have people that you can reach out to, it means a lot to the martial art.
It's so interesting that Mr. Fred Garth is saying hello to you right now, wherever he is. How do we know Fred? He's the barber, correct?
That is correct.
Yes. Right.
Yeah,
Tell me about his connection, because we kind of talk a little bit. We haven't talked, but he's kind of connected with me on Facebook. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what is the connection there.
I met him about maybe 10 years ago. He joined the circuit, the PPKF circuit.
Okay.
So he joined. That's how I met him. Wonderful fellow there. Had a school down there. But that's how I met him.
What do you think the contributions? How important were those contributions that Mr. Green made to martial arts in this region?
he was like, this is what he was. People looked at him he was a giant. I consider him
Wasn't a big giant. He was a little giant, but he was a giant.
yeah,
Right.
in martial arts,
In martial
yeah,
arts. Yes.
that foundation, that support that he fed out, from to different areas, that feed, you can always, come in and be just resourceful. It was very important, especially for the upcoming students that may have a chance to meet them.
Right. Well, Mr. Morrison, I want to thank you for sharing your stories with us, and we'll talk to you again soon. Anything else you would like to add?
All right.
That's good. All right. Thanks so much, sir. Thank you. All right, guys, so we're going to take a quick pause right here just to make sure our internet and everything is strong, and then we're going to come back up with Mr. Michael Goodwin. Let's see if all the guys so far that said something, guys. Thanks so much. We'll be right back. Johnny Davis Live, checking out for a moment.